Okay, hopefully you can hear me okay. Can you hear me okay? Hopefully. The moon is behind me. It was a full moon last night and the night before. Fully last night though. And I'm hoping it turns orangish because it was orangish yesterday morning. And I missed it because I had to get somebody to school. Currently it's 7:30 in the morning and I'm at the marina in my town. There's a few of them here, but this is like the most popular one. The sun is rising from that side and the moon is setting over there, and I love the moon, so I wanted to get it in the shot. This is kind of a life update for me. I've just been really busy, and I feel bad because I haven't really made any videos the past few months. And it's not that I haven't had ideas, because I've had a ton of ideas and I have some coming, I do. But it's been weird for me this past year. So it's officially October pretty soon. That's my favorite month. I love spooky season. My daughter loves it. She wants to be Raven from Teen Titans, but she's obsessed with being like the spooky girl, you know? And I love it so much. It's so kind of goofy. She's like, "No, Dad, everything's got to be black." And and I'm like, "You're wearing white socks today," you know? But currently, kind of an update, because I think I did a life update video in January or February this past year, and that's kind of when I started uploading more videos on my channel, and now I want to continue that. So here's a life update. At the time of that, I had recently got laid off / stopped working at a winery. I was a manager at a winery for almost 5 years, and it got really toxic and unhealthy there, and I'm not gonna get too much into it, but I didn't want to be there anymore. And I know, side note, I know everybody uses the word toxic on the internet too much, but it was a toxic work environment, and I just didn't want to be there. So I got a insurance license so that I could work remotely, because I have my daughter most of the time. She sees her mom very minimally during the school year. Her mom lives 2 hours away from us. We are not together. We haven't been for a while, and that is what it is, you know. But I'm very fortunate that her mom is still in her life in a sense, and alive for one, you know. So I don't want to take that away from her. But I have my daughter a majority of the time during the school year, and I wanted something remote. I hated working remote. I hated being inside all the time. I would make phone calls at like 8 o'clock at night sometimes, because I'd get people life insurance, and that's when they were available, and I wasn't down for that. So I picked up a job painting houses, because I wanted to get outside more, and I thought that would get me to meet more people, but also just to work outside and enjoy the summertime. So I worked painting houses and doing a little bit of insurance over the summer, but it was just very busy. Our summer schedule for my child is very different from our school year schedule, and it differed very much from my work schedule. So it was just a very unhealthy balance of just trying to juggle everything between work hours, making enough money, and just work and like parenting. I don't know. I like spending time with my daughter, you know. So I wasn't very fulfilled this past summer. That said, we moved out from our last apartment. I hated my landlord. My landlord is crazy. I'm not ever gonna recommend her to anybody. She's been renting to people since at least the 90s, because my parents rented from her back then, and my mom warned me. Both my parents warned me about her, but I'm like, nah, I need a place to live. It's okay. But I was wrong. Like, I hated her. She's the kind of landlord that would go into, like, it felt like she would go into my home when I wasn't there without asking or saying anything. We'd have our windows locked during winter. Not closed, but locked. And she did routine window checks. She didn't pay for heat. I paid for heat, just to make that clear. In the lease, it said something about no cooking certain foods, like just no cooking. And I'm like, what does that mean, Mary? And basically, she kind of got racist about it. She's like, oh, one time I cooked with like these Indian or Cajun people one time. They just kept cooking all their foods, and it stunk up the place, and I'm never gonna rent to those kind of people again. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna not cook, but damn, well, I need a place to live, so I'm gonna sign this lease, you know. But a bunch of weird little things like that. Like, I was allowed 10 little holes in the wall, but they were tacks, and I mean, I messed that place up. I didn't mess it up. I did what I wanted with it, but I also cleaned it up because I know how to, you know. It looked fine. She was gonna try to charge me $600 $600 carpet cleaning fee, non-refundable. She was supposed to, apparently. Never did, luckily, because I cleaned that place up with my parents. Shout out. She was also She also told me not to fix any holes in the wall so that she could charge me an $1,800 painting fee, like a wall painting fee. Which again, I know how to. I was able to fix it. Luckily, it really wasn't bad. I mean, in terms of when I left it, like it looked pristine when I left. But I did not want to release with her. Basically, is what I'm getting at. And my daughter and I, we had this new place opening up in town, new building and everything, and we're all signed on for it. And so it was originally supposed to open in October. Now it's opening in November. Sure as shit. Um, but I told my grandparents because they have an extra room. Yo, like, do you mind if I just bunk with you? You know, can we stay there for 2 months until our new place is ready? Because I don't want to re-sign another lease for a whole year with this lady. And they're very fortunate. They said yes. You know, my grandparents, my grandpa, we call him Grandpa, because they're usually very grumpy, and it's honestly really depressing just watching them because they're the kind of grandparents that stay home all day and either take naps or just sleep. You know, and it's sad. I mean, they're like 80, but it's my grandma on my other side. I call her my Nana on my mom's side. She's out and kicking every single day. I'm not saying she's, you know, pristine, healthy condition, but she's out and kicking. She's doing stuff all day, every day, you know? So yeah, that's kind of why I've been so busy. I've been balancing, like I said, a work-life schedule, parenting schedule, and then moving. Like we moved, and then now I don't really have a lot of privacy. Honestly, it's kind of just congested at our place right now with my grandparents living there and my daughter living there. So that's four of us right there. And then my dad also lives there because my dad has lived with them for like the past 7 or 8 years because they're not doing well. Like they can't take the trash out. I just learned they don't actually, like they can't take laundry downstairs to their basement, which is where the laundry machine is. So he's really been helping them out living there, but I don't know. It's congested. So I haven't had a lot of free time to make videos, a lot of alone time. But I've also started a new job because I needed something more sustainable. So I had that insurance license. I picked up a job at a local office here where one of my friends works. So I was referral, and it's going all right. Like it's just been really, 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 really busy. And I think they say it's the busiest when you start, just because you're learning so much and you kind of got to be there for everything to really get the full picture of everything. But things are starting to get a little bit easier for me in regards to that, which I'm excited for, you know. It's not something I necessarily 100,000% want to do in terms of like a career, but it's something that makes me feel good. I like being able to help people out. It's nice being able to like go into somebody's house, talk to them, and then, hey, like we can help you with this. This is something that you're missing out on, like actually, for your life and for your health. And if you want this, we can help get you there. And that's something that's super, super cool to me. I think I don't know, their faces